Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome, welcome. I am just shuffling up some new cards here, trying to get them all activated and mixed so that they are not reaching the same thing all the time while I get ready to do the new moon reading for you guys. I'm going to wait a few minutes to see what we've got, if there's anybody that pops on. This is a live reading and also astrology. So I go into the energies and everything first of what is going on with the new moon, and then I will do a reading with that. So just to get started here, give a second or two. My name is Patty. I am an empath. Just a little bit about me. I do intuitive tarot, but I also do coaching. I do spiritual coaching. I do life balance coaching, nutrition coaching, pretty much more spiritual coaching. So and my tarot is definitely divine driven, divine guided. So that's why it's called Divine Warrior Intuitive. So while we're waiting to get started here, this is about the new moon, and I do talk about the astrology of the energies mainly of what is happening with the new moon, not only with the new moon, but the planets. So definitely a lot of energies going on with this new moon, a lot of planet movement, a lot of planet movement. And I'll go into that here in a minute. And then I'll break into a really short general tarot reading so that if anybody has any questions, you're very welcome. These are so stiff. They're brand new. I'll answer questions as we go if it is in regards to what we're talking about, but you're very welcome to interact. You're very welcome to tell me where you're from, say hello, that kind of a thing. And if you do have any questions, if something is bothering you or something's troubling you that maybe Divine can help you with, I'll answer those at the end. All right. So let's get going on this because this is what it's all about, right? So the new moon today, welcome to the new moon, a little bit different than the full moon. So the energies of the full moon, if you don't know a lot about the planets and the astrology part and the new moon and everything like that, the new moon's a little crescent. The full moon is the whole blown thing that you see. So when we go from the new moon to the full moon, there's energies that way. And then when the full moon to the new moon, there's energies moving that way. So for example, right now we're in the new moon, and those energies that are going to be moving towards the full moon are called a waxing gibbous. And that is all about the energies that we are drawing to ourselves. It's of the abundance. It's everything that we are bringing in, opportunity. It's almost like people that manifest stuff, they're manifesting it towards them. And then when it's the full moon to the new moon, you're manifesting it away from you. So it's time to release those kind of a thing. So right now is a great time to bring in abundance, bring in what you want, what you desire, and all those kind of things. It could also mean like a new job or something of that nature. It's all about newness coming towards you. That's what the waxing part of the moon is. All right. So this new moon's in Taurus. Stubborn. And the reason why it's not only stubborn is that we've got Mercury, Mars, Uranus, and Jupiter and Saturn, these 5 planets, mostly Saturn and Mars causing a havoc with this new moon. And then at the end of the month, we're going to have an eclipse with the full moon. So this is going to be a really strong energy month, whether coming or going. With this new moon, there's a lot of creativity with it. But there's also some conflict. Now, the conflict isn't bad, and I'll share that with you here in a minute. So I'm going to keep my notes close because there's so much going on with these planets. So with the new moon, we're also got the new moon and the sun are also, they're both at about 21 degrees, I believe, something like that. And they're both in Taurus. So it's creating a great imagination time. This is a good time and what I mean by that is imagine something that you want to grow, anything that you want to create or have a harvest with. This is the time to do that. Your dreams, and making them a dream and not a pipe dream. This is what the new moon is about, these energies. Remember, bringing that abundance into you. This is what's really, really good. This is the good side, because there's always a good side and a bad side to a full or new moon. But this is all about also your internal self. This is the divine saying, be more compassionate, be more loving, be more kind. This is the imaginative, when you see somebody hurting, you reach out and you share, compassion, basically what it is. This is the upside of the new moon. The downside is that dang Saturn is in there and it's stubborn, and Saturn doesn't budge. Saturn is a planet that stays no matter what. So we've got Jupiter and Saturn sort of. Jupiter lays in Saturn's sort of field, the orbital field, and it cannot go beyond. So even if Jupiter really wants to just explode and be happy, Saturn says, ha ha ha, you can't move beyond this part of me, ha ha ha, because if you do, you'll explode. So anyway, so we've got this conflict of energies that are wanting to imagine and create, but then it's like something sort of stops it. And what that is you. To be honest, it is. Because in this new moon, we have a conflict that we also need. I'll bring that up here in a minute. It's a conflict in Mars, where it is laying. So when the new moon and Mars are sort of conflicting a little bit, Mars is about a protector. Protect your home, protect your family, protect. And this is actually something that Mars is doing, and it's sort of a conflict. But the thing is, this is a new way to look at things. So this is a time with this new moon to a new way to try to figure things out, rather than, like I've talked in my readings, that you don't want to have a major conflict. You find a creative way not to have that conflict, a creative way not to argue, a creative way. It's called diffusing is what we call it here on Earth. But there's a creative way. Otherwise, there is a lot of conflict with Mars, with Mars and Jupiter, and then we also have Saturn. It's just sort of like these three are just fighting up against each other. They're rigid, they're stubborn, they're not going to move. So that's sort of when we have this newness, this new moon energy, where we're going to be wanting the abundance to come in. Somebody's saying, they ain't going to happen to me. It'll never happen to me. That's that stubborn, negative, low vibrational side that is going to keep you stuck and away from abundance and away from all the things that you want and desire. Because right now you have to go sort of internal. The conflict is not outside. The conflict is not where we can look and it's worldly and the people. There's a systemic conflict. However, this is more of a conflict inside you that you have to work at. And this might be a conflict in your home that you have to work at, that maybe there's something in your home. But this is an inner work, guys. This is something that this conflict is like, okay, you're stopping yourself, that Saturn energy, you're stopping yourself from abundantly growing and abundantly going to where you actually deserve, and that reward happens. All right. This new moon also gives us a sort of a anticipation of something is going to happen. Now, if you watched any of the readings that I gave this week, or maybe even last week, the divine is sharing me that, I don't know, there's some big transition going to be happening in maybe June or July. I don't know what that is. I was telling my daughter, I said, I don't know if that's for me. I don't know if that's for you, or I don't know if it's for the household or if it's an outer transition. But as the closer I get to that energy, the divine shares with me. It's sort of like when COVID came to the United States. I knew 3 months before that something big is going to happen. Didn't have a clue what it was. But as soon as I heard the word COVID, I saw a whole movie of what was happening, where it was going to go next, where it was going, and how it was going to come to the United States. And I'm like, but you can't say anything because people think you're nuts. And then that's how it got here, by planes and travel and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, so a lot of people are panicking about it. It's just another horrible, horrible form of the flu. And anyway, long story short, this is the new moon energy. We're having an anticipation of something coming up, or something is going to happen. So an event of some type. And so pay attention to that, to yourself. In these next couple of weeks, while this waxing gibbous is going on, pay attention. And, do you feel like something's, hey, I just feel like something's going to happen. I feel like something's coming up. I mean, it could be a really, really good event. Maybe somebody you're thinking, hey, maybe they're going to get married or whatever it is. So that is something with that. Okay. So let's see here. There is so many planets moving. I'm trying to stay with the new moon here. So again, Mars is in Cancer, and again, Mars is the protector, the family protector. It is the resilience against towards not fighting. This is to find the better way. This is Mars in Cancer during this whole new moon thing. Now, with the new moon, for those of you that are brand new to moonology or whatever you want to call it, the new moon or full moon, you're going to feel a lot of these energies a couple of days before. So go back into your mind and think, okay, around the 9th, 8th, somewhere around there where things feeling a little different. The thing is, with the new moon, you're not going to feel as much energies as you will with the full moon, just because there is so much happening with the other planets. And so there might be a mix of feelings going on with the new moon, more so than the full moon. All right. But this Mars in Cancer is really between that and Saturn and Jupiter. It's just like, would you just stop already? Because it's like they're fighting each other. So like when we're talking about Mars in Cancer during the new moon, okay, there's like denying of our feelings. There's denying that we have these feelings, and we really have them, so we lie to ourselves basically. But we have these insecurities, we have these feelings, and these are things that we need to really act on, but then we don't know how to act on them because we don't know why we're feeling this way. Okay. And a lot of people are thinking, oh, it's because so-and-so did this, I'm feeling this way. No, this is something internal. Again, remember before I said this is internal work, something that you have to go inside and work on. And maybe this has to be a family dynamic or a marriage dynamic or something. But whenever there is change in conflict, it's usually with ourselves, because that's where it starts from. So if we get angry, why are we getting angry? We got to figure out where that trigger came from and how far that came back. Okay. So these conflicts with Mars and Saturn being stubborn and hitting that wall that you're just not going to go past it. There's got to be a new way to go around it. See, I'm a master of solutions. So if I can't get through that wall, I'm going to analyze every flipping way. Okay, can I go around it? Can I go over it? Can I go through part of it? Can I get under it? What am I going to do? New ways, new creative thinking ways to get through your problems. I don't know who's going through that. However, I can really feel that energy going on here with the new moon. However, this is the wonderful thing with this new moon is if we release that burden, release that conflict, then we can get that waxing gibbous to give us the abundance of what we desire and what we want. All right. So as you guys know too, so before the moon, either new moon or full moon, there is energies after that, right? So I don't do my readings, or I don't do them. I do them about a week after to 2 weeks, because it depends on what divine gives me in the readings. And so a lot of the times I go for about a week after, because then the energies start to dissipate, and then that full moon energy starts to come in. So we want to really pay attention to what the moon is doing, because it has also play with the sun. If the sun is opposite to it, I'm not going to go into all that, because then it's like, whoop, I'm going to lose you, because astrology is massively interesting. I can't even get all of it. I love listening to the masters in astrology, but it's very interesting. So one of the things though that's really interesting about what planet was this? Jupiter. Jupiter doesn't usually change signs. So there's 3 huge things going on with this new moon. One, we've got on the 23rd, I'm not going to go into that, but we've got a Saturn retrograde, and I'll bring that up with the full moon reading probably. But this is a Saturn retrograde. So when that happens, that means when any planet retrogrades, that planet slows down and becomes more and more power. Why is it important now? Because it's already started to slow down. And remember, Saturn is stubborn. And the more something slows down, it's like us as we get older, we slow down more and more and more because we're preparing to slow down and then it sort of dies. Well, with planets, it crystallizes and sort of dies, kind of a thing. And it's an energy thing, all right? So it does slow down. And that is what we have to pay attention to because those energies are already started, even with this full moon. Because on the 23rd, it takes time for those planets to slow down. The other thing, too, that is really important during this full moon that we have to pay attention to is Jupiter's changing signs. It doesn't normally do that unless it's a year. Okay, usually it changes once a year. However, and it spends time in there, but this year it's a little bit shorter. Jupiter is going to be in Aquarius. Okay, and then it moves into Pisces only a couple of days later, but it does move, which it's not really a common thing for that to do. And then in July it goes retrograde. But those are two huge things. And then the third thing that's really huge this month. So you've got all these interchanging energies. So this is a really good time because at the end of the month we have a full eclipse, or we have an eclipse of the moon, with the full moon, and that is on the 24th, 28th, or 26th. Yeah, because then Mercury goes into retrograde again. Mercury goes into retrograde about 3 times a year, but you know what? Mercury retrograde sucks because the energies really pull you to release more, and it's really hard because it's conflicting because a lot of people, they don't want to release if they even need to, and that means to heal, to let go, kind of a thing. So these energies are going to go on through, I only do up until about the 18th because it's really confusing. There's so many planet things. So Jupiter, again, as I said, expands out to Saturn and it can't go any further. Around the 15th, pay attention to around that time because I don't know what's going on, but whatever is inflicting pain, whatever, or whoever, or whatever, could be, systemic. It could be your work, it could be coworkers, could be whatever. However, around the 15th, it's going to get uncomfortable for whatever reason in your journey, in your life, because Saturn, again, is not budging, and there is something that is going to just butt up against it and create a little pain or discomfort. And it doesn't mean it's going to last. It's not going to last. It's just there for a short time. But that's because Mars is quincunxing with Saturn, and Jupiter moved into Pisces. Okay, remember Jupiter only changes once a year usually, but this is a time where it's not really a comfortable time. So think about the 15th. What's going on here? For ladies, as you're having your period, that's real discomfort. But that's a kind of a thing that is going to be happening. I don't know if it's systemic or not. I don't feel like it is, but you're just going to have something, a little bit discomfort for a couple of days because on the 17th, you're going to start realizing because your perception and your perspectives are going to deepen. And you're going to want to look into that more deeper. So whatever is going on with you, you are willing to go in deeper. So maybe if you're having a conversation between like the 15th and the 17th, that's going to be a little bit uncomfortable. Because it's like maybe there's some topic there that it's like the elephant in the room. You really don't want to talk about it, but it's got to be talked about because it's there and it's not going to go away until you talk about it, or that elephant's going to poop in your living room until it stinks so bad you got to talk about it. I don't know where that came from. But anyway, you'll finally say, okay, I see my perspective. I see that other person's perspective. Let's talk about this. Let's get this out in the open. Because at the end of that time, around the 17th, 18th, the focus goes back to Uranus. Uranus keeps popping up. I'm not going to go into it, but Uranus keeps popping up over and over and over and over in May. And it's just like a thorn in your side. It just doesn't go away. And it's so freaking demanding. And it's so stubborn. It's like, I want change now. I want it right now. I want you to change right now. I want this immediately. And it may not be able to happen, but it's going to keep coming back around. Uranus for May is just going to keep coming back around. And this is a time to the focus in on this last week, the 17th, 15th through the 18th, is about the healing, about understanding the perspectives. This is about your desires, moving toward to something that you want. This is the uplifting part, is that through all this conflict and struggles, maybe you're just racking your brain about something, that whatever you desire, now let's move it forward. It's like, okay, the seed's been planted, the plants are starting to come up. Okay, now we just got to watch it, work with it, and let it grow so that we can get the fruit at the end. That is what's going on. But somebody's going to come in and just want something immediately changed. That's where the struggle is going to be, because some of us are not spontaneous. Some of us are not spontaneous at all. I know that sometimes I can be, but I've been such a mom for so many years. I can, but I keep forgetting that, my daughter's grown and I can go do stuff if I want to. I just think, oh, I got to be home for my daughter, because I've done that for so many years. It's ingrained in our brain, and sometimes we need to change that because we've done something for so long. This is the new moon, guys. Something for so long that we need to get rid of that conflict and have new. The moon is about new, about starting new, doing something new, doing something different, creating a new way, a new avenue, whether it be through your conflict, through your life, through your work, through your friends, through your lovers, whatever it is. This is a time to move into something new, a new way, a new solution, because Saturn's not going to move. So what are you going to do about it? If Saturn's not going to move, you're the one that's going to have to change. It's like the divine. Divine is constant and never changing. We have to change ourselves to go to absolute truth and divine, and he's not going to change. That energy is not changing, because that is absolute truth. And why should absolute truth change? Because it is us that's messed up. I'm not messed up. I created the galaxies and the universe and everything. I'm not messed up. I know what I'm doing. You guys got to get it figured out here. Anyway. All right. So let's go into a reading here. Now, if anybody is in the room and you have a question or you want to say hello, I would love that. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell and you'll know when I'm on for your signs or your readings. Or actually when I upload spiritual growth videos, sometimes I put up nutrition videos. Sometimes I put up, from Get Balanced 2020, mindset or transformation videos on how to change your mindset, how to communicate, what love is about, the levels of love, just about a whole array of things. So, and you can find that down in the description. You just go to either Get Balanced 2020 or just type in on YouTube Get Balanced 2020 or Divine Warrior Intuitive. You'll see all the videos in the playlists. All right. Divine Warrior Intuitive is guided for the spiritual aspects, being an empath. For some of you that do not know me, I have audio abilities. I'm extremely intuitive. Some people say I'm clairvoyant. I don't know if I am, because clairvoyance can come and go like a fart in the wind. It all depends on what divine is trying to do, and who to touch, pretty much, so definitely it all depends on that. I don't know. I have other abilities, they say, and I just focus in on my relationship with divine, because he guides me in everything of that, and intuition and the wisdom to help you guys. So whatever that is for your journey. All right. So that's why I do all this for free. But I do one-on-one sessions too with people to get through their abilities, because it can be scary, or they don't, you don't know. You don't know what it is. Hey, Felix, welcome. How are you doing today? It's so sunny here in Oregon and nice and beautiful. I hope it's nice in Germany as well. So some of you guys had this coming up for the new moon and is coming to life. Didn't I just say that with the new moon? Everything is going to have to be new, coming to life. Again, this is the Divine's card. This is the number 11, pulling things together, that abundance. This is, I didn't make this up. He's the one that does this. This is abundance. Okay. This is coming to life, things bringing towards you. So what do you want in your life? What is it? Do you even know? Do you even know what you want in your life? Some people don't. I actually had somebody ask me this later, or not a couple of weeks ago. What do you want? What are you looking for? And I'm like, you know what? I'm out there, but I'm like, you know what? What do I want? And it finally took me to, I thought I wanted another commercial spot to grow my business. And I walked into this commercial building that was empty. And I'm like, wow, this would be a really great tack store, leather store. Oh, man, I could see. And I was imagining all kinds of things. And then Divine hit me in the face. Boom. Is this really what you want? Because here, look at the other side of, I'm going to show you, you've been here before. You're going to have to hire people. You're going to have the extra capital. You're going to have to knock out that wall. You're going to have money to change this building, and look at the outside. You're going to have to do all that work. Is this really what you want to do? And I'm like, no, it isn't. I want to slow down. Yeah, that's what I thought. Those are exact words I heard. Yeah, that's what I thought. So I was like, okay, fine. So no commercial building. I'm going back to my original plan. So this is the thing, is coming to life. Be careful what you want new in your life, because this is the time when you see those new moons. This is the waxing gibbous where you are going to draw those in. So really think what you want and begin to manifest that. And ask Divine, is this what you want me to do? Because the Divine is going to share with you and confirm yes, no, or silence means not now, or maybe. However, this is all about a timing thing. You might just not be prepared yet, or maybe somebody else or something on the other end is not prepared yet. So just know this newness. But there is going to be some pushback because Saturn is there. So just know that. Rain over rain, and still, what? You guys are still in lockdown? Oh my gosh. Wow. America's opening up, I think, a little bit too much, but too soon. But we'll see. Everything is sort of over here becoming to loosen up. Even some states are not even mandating masks. Yeah, so it's sort of crazy over here. Yeah, I'd love to know what's going on in other countries too. Poor India. Keep praying for India. Oh my gosh. I have been keeping India in prayer so much. That's just devastating. It's just devastating over there. So make sure that, because whatever's coming, because current energies here for these next 2 weeks for this new moon is the magical map shifter. Again, that's the number 7, about your potential and ambition, what you want to draw to you, what you want to bring to you. Oh my God, your third one. Wow. Well, I know they tried to do that with our restaurants and stuff here. Boy, people are pushing back. People are losing their businesses left and right in the restaurant field, and it's really, really sad. Or in, like entertainment, like bowling and things like that. It's crazy. It's sad. Hang in there, Felix. Hang in there. Yeah, poor India, definitely. So this is actually bringing, bringing things towards you, bringing things that you want. Abundance. What is it that you're really dreaming of? Here's the thing, though, guys, with this new moon. You can say, oh, I really want to do that. I really want to go to Australia. I really want to do that. I'm going to really shoot for that. This is something new. Now, your Saturn is, okay, Australia is closed right now. So I can't go to Australia now, but okay, how can I think about that? How can I bring that into my future? This is the time to do the steps. This is the time to actually make it happen. Okay, so if you're going to plan on doing something, definitely you have to do the baby steps. You have to do the movement. Otherwise, it becomes a pipe dream. Create a dream, because this is this energy with the new moon. Create a dream that you want. What is it that you haven't done that you would love to do? Create that in your mind, because this is the illusion and fantasy part. But the movement part of the new moon, the waxing gibbous, is going to bring that to fruition rather than be a pipe dream. Okay? Because this is the number 10. So this is the Saturn energy. This is saying, okay, Saturn, you might be a barrier a little bit, but you know what? I'm going to figure a way to do this. And trust me, as an entrepreneur and have accomplished everything in my life, that is the thought process that you have to have in your mind on a constant level to become successful, whatever that is to you. Remember, I was doing the wealth cards. I was doing wealth, health, and love this time. And this is when we talked about wealth and your success, this is the mindset you have to create that wealth and success. Now, success doesn't have to be money. It could be, for whatever it is in you being, I don't know. Want to be a celebrity? Be a celebrity. This is what you want. Hey, Felix. But this is the thing. You've got to know that something has to end and something new is beginning. Remember I said that they want it to end. They want demanding. Who was that? Uranus. Demanding. End it now. Want it done. I want it immediately done. I want to stop it right now. I can't make this up. So this is something that is to bring goodness, because the divine is only about goodness, bringing good. If it's going to bring something, I'll tell you what, you know why, or you will know how it is the divine for your purpose, your calling, whatever it is you desire. You will know it's your path or your journey, and it's to give you that abundance when it is not confusing, when it doesn't create confusion, when it doesn't create delusion. So lying and cheating, it's like 2 and 2 ain't adding up to 4. That's not divine. You will know it is divine when it is actually something that is 100% true and brings no conflict, no confusion, and is very clear. Because if something's creating confusion, there's something missing, there's something hidden, and that's destructive. That's low energies. That's low vibrational energies. The new moon and everything is in newness, is in absolute truth, which creates no illusions, no delusions, no confusions. That's how you know it's divine, and that's the way to go. That's the person you're supposed to be with, or that's the way your journey is supposed to go. If it creates a heaviness in your heart, if it creates like, this just doesn't feel right, then listen to it, because the divine is saying, I don't create destruction, I don't create confusion, I don't create any of that. I will tell you clearly how it is. Point blank, period. All right, so this is all about movement in the right direction. Yes, this is Page of Wands about movement, and somebody's thinking about the creativity. Somebody is now sort of like, yeah, you know what, I need to think about that. That might be work. I'd really like to do that, or I'd really like to go there, or you know what, I really need to tell her I love her. I really need to tell him I love him. That's where it goes. This is something that somebody's in a thought process right now. Yeah. Definitely a curiosity. Somebody's curious about something. It's sort of like me. I want to skydive. I'd like to skydive just once. You know why? I have a fear of falling. And I want to face that fear. So I have a fear of falling, and I've had a dream 3 times now. It stopped over the years, but that same dream of going off a cliff in a car. Now, that might have been a past life if you believe in reincarnation, and maybe that was a way. But I also have another dream where I cannot explain it, and I can see it vividly. It's in the Spaniards' time, and there's 2 Spaniards standing on the cliff with the castle right behind, and I'm actually free falling in, like, it sounds weird, but like a wizard's black thing. And I'm just outreach, like I'm actually wanting to fall. Like it's weird, but it's peace. It's like I'm getting ready to fly. It was really, really weird. But that one I still see vividly, because I see the Spanish helmets. I see me falling. I see the Spanish helmet on mine, and I was not pushed. I know I was not pushed. So very interesting. So you've got to really look at your dreams and think of that. But yeah, I would love to learn how to skydive. So that's a new energy. That's something that you can do. And if I were not to do it, who's stopping me? That Saturn is me, because I'm saying, but I'm not going to do that because you know what? It's too scary. Oh, I'm not going to do that because, excuse. Excuses are like bum holes. They all stink, and everybody's got one. Anyway, All right, so let's see what we got in this reading here. So we have the Page of Wands, we have the Seven of Pentacles, and we have the Page of Cups. 2 pages, some messages being told here, guys. Somebody's working on something. Definitely working. The curiosity is there. They're thinking about the future. It's very creative energy. It is, this is a really light energy, but it's really creative because it's a new energy. There is, maybe this is sort of also too for somebody, this is different. This is a new energy of somebody maybe coming towards you that is curious about you in a relationship. I don't know who that's for. But if you've got somebody around, then maybe asking you out or asking you, you know, hey, would you like to get together? Would you like to have coffee? That person's actually sort of interested in you in getting to know you on it for a longer term level. But there is definitely some work that is going on here in the mind and in yourself, because you are literally working. This is awesome because the Six of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles, and then the High Priestess. Okay, so for this new moon energy, this is definitely something new, something exciting, and you are going to succeed at whatever it is this new moon energy is bringing towards you. What is it that you want towards you? Here's the other thing too. If you haven't watched the video on how to talk to divine and ask a question or ask what you desire, this would be a perfect time for you to watch that, because you're going to get what you want, but you really are going to have to, you know, talk to divine and say, hey, specifically what you want. So that would be a really good video if you haven't watched it. I think I just posted it last week. So if you're not subscribed and you want to go to there, it should be in the playlist there for you. However, this is actually a celebration, a celebratory kind of a thing that is going on here. Definitely. There is definitely also a reward coming for somebody's work. So, you know, maybe you've been with a company and you don't feel valued. Somebody doesn't feel valued in their work, and like they're going unnoticed. This new energy is going to validate you, and also maybe a bonus or a raise in this for you as well. Just have faith, because you are being noticed again in the workplace. And they're watching you, especially the coworkers are watching you and see how hard you work. And they're supporting you probably quietly behind the scenes. Okay, they really are. They're watching and supporting you behind the scenes. Maybe the boss isn't recognizing it, but if it is your review time, if you're in the United States, we do reviews once a year, and then that's when you get raises. You need to step up and say, you know, I need my review. I deserve my review, and I'm hoping to get a raise. I think that raise is going to come your way. All right, so we have the Six of Pentacles and the Four. Again, yeah, definitely. This is the Six of Pentacles is about giving and take. Okay, this is a new moon energy, so again, this is about coming in, but do not forget to pay also out. So pay it forward. So if you're given abundance, maybe you can't give the same abundance out. So if you're getting, say, a bunch of money, but wow, this just covers my bills. But if you give a little bit out, whatever it is, you're going to see the divine bring a huge return, because he wants to see if you're going to hoard what he blesses you with, or if you're going to hang on to it, because there's the Four of Pentacles right next door to it. This is a test for somebody. Definitely a test, because your life is going to become more abundant. He wants to see what you're going to do with that abundance. Okay, and it will change your life. Now, I'll tell you from experience, you know, living worldly and then living in the spirit, I used to do that. I used to get stuff and never hand it out. I never understood the law of attraction. I never understood the pay it forward. I never understood all that kind of stuff. However, this is a new energy. Somebody needs to try it, because you will be surprised when you're given something and then you release something. You will be rewarded or blessed or whatever you want to call it twofold, tenfold. Depends on how much you're going to do it and how you're giving it. Oh man, I got to do this. I got to, it's like when people used to go to, well, people still, tithe. I still tithe. I still tithe because I think it's important to give back. And I give back to charities that need the money for whatever reason that I choose to give to. However, my tithe is personal between divine. It's like the thing that really bothered me is I have to tell how much I tithe in an organizational church, and that is nobody's business but mine and divine's. So I don't care to write it off in taxes. That's not why I tithe. If I meant to get it back, then I'm not tithing. So this is something that needs to be given and let go of something, even if it's a cup of coffee, even it's, paying somebody didn't have $1 for their groceries in line, and here, let me give you that $1, something of that nature. So, and it may not even be of money. It could be of time, because not everybody has money. So it could be like, oh yeah, could you come over and help me cut my lawn? Sure, I can do that. Do you have gas in the machine and blah, blah, blah? Yeah, okay, well, I'll come over in time. It could be anything. This is the thing that is that'll be on the whining side of the moon. Right now, it's the waxing. So what you get, keep in the back of your mind with this new moon energy, what you're going to give. All right. All right, let's see what else Divine has to give here. This is huge because we've got the High Priestess right in the middle of it all. Again, Divine. You got to keep Divine in the middle of it all. And if you're not sure, you got to ask. It's not hard. Again, that the other video that I put out there is you just don't. No, I think it's the same video. If you just don't know how to ask or how to talk to Divine, it's you just talk to him. You do give him respect. You do give him reverence because we have no idea how much power he has. And I'm sorry, but anybody that can create a galaxy or even his energy within that galaxy and can have the power to do all the things that he has even done in my life is like amazing. Amazing. Miracle after miracle after miracle, guys. Really, if you don't believe in miracles, man, come talk to me. I never used to. I used to say, oh yeah, I believe in miracles for other people, but not for myself. All right. So there is miracles for everybody. You got to believe and have faith though. Oops. All right. Again, we're back to work. We're back to work. This is a new energy with the full moon or with the new moon again. Somebody's working on something. Keep working on that because whatever you're working on, whether it's you're buying a new house, whether you're working on getting married, whether you're working on your career, whatever you're doing, this is great. You're going to this is what you need to be doing. And if you have this passion in that while you're doing it and thankfulness in while you're doing it, you're going to be completely blessed. This is beautiful, beautiful energy because the Ace of Cups is about bringing in love, bringing in peace, bringing in joy. What is that? That is when you are working on something and doing something you love to do. And that brings not only, we brought the Eight of Wands in reverse. So that brings either you to, unfortunately, to stick around and do what you need to do to make that happen. Because the Eight of Wands could be a lot about communication. It also could be a lot about travel, but this is in the reverse. So just keep working, keep grinding at what it is because you need to get to that level. Same with me. I didn't own a leather business. I learned leather. I did leather for so many years and then I tried different leather, different kind of leather work. And now I've added carriage seats and airplane seats in leather and that. So you learn things as you go. This is a stepping stone and you are going to be blessed with something you want to do new. Now, this could be a hobby even. It blows me away what you young people can do at home with these 3D printers, these computers, these art programs. It blows my mind at the money you could make at some of these things. My daughter in the costume, she was like, Mom, look at this. You got all this equipment. We can make costumes. Do you know how much money you can make in costumes and leather pieces for costumes? I'm like, and she just shows me the stuff that her friends are creating. And I'm like, are you serious? They're making that much money off of just that? Wow. But it's so creative and new. So the internet, if you're doing something on the internet that is creative, keep going. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is again a new energy. Definitely creative energy. I don't know what it is. Somebody is just, but here's the clencher though, guys, really clencher. This is Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. Please do not get stuck on it ends with me. Do not get stuck on it, holding and hoarding and doing that. That is when the divine will stop it in a heartbeat. And he'll make it fall. Because it's not to end with us. This creative juices, fashion, whatever passion you have, everything that is flowing is not to end with you. It's like I tell my daughter, do not hoard your art. Put it out there. Put it on Tinder, whatever you guys do. Put it on, what does she call it? Oh my gosh, I wanted to say Tinder. I'm like, no, it's not Tinder. Instagram or whatever she puts it on. Put it out there because it's to have somebody else enjoy. You may not like it, but somebody else is going to enjoy it. Bring them happiness and peace. That's what I'm talking about. All right, guys. Woo! But this new moon energy, get ready because it's brought abundance. This is for the next couple of days and probably through the 17th, 18th. Please look into that because we don't have a full moon until the end of the month. So these energies are going to keep going. Just remember, you're going to come into conflict. When you come into conflict, think of a new way around it. Don't fight. Never works. If you guys fight, it never, ever works. That conflict, tell me when a good fight really worked, other than leaving a little bit pissed off or leaving and like, well, you know what, they're stupid, they're wrong, blah, 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 blah. Fights never work. I can teach you how to never fight in your life because it's all about communication. You guys want me to do a video on that? Let me know. But it's all about and in fact, I think I touched about that on effective communication. Go watch that video. But the thing is, you never have to fight with anybody in your life ever again. Ever. All right? So don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And I'm going to be doing I'm taking the day off today, so I'm not going to start videos until tomorrow. So live videos will be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. My daughter's in Oklahoma, so I can do them earlier. Yay! Because her bedroom is actually just right next to where I do my videos. So I will be able to do that then. But I love that you guys came on. Thank you, Felix, for popping in and saying hello. Please be safe. And for all of you that have any heart at all, please pray for India. Please pray for India. And think of, those people are losing their family members, their brothers, their sisters, their wives, their children, and just keep them in our prayers. All right. So don't forget to walk in truth and absolute truth, not human truth, and love. And we will see you on the next reading. Take care.